All right, I'm on YouTube. You should be able to see me in all my glory. All right, I'm on YouTube. I am also on my Facebook, which is Bobby D Undertaker, Bobby the Undertaker, Bobbie Undertaker, Overtaker. I don't know why I'm saying Undertaker. Somebody must be getting ready to go in, and hopefully it won't be me. So, if you switched your way over to YouTube, you should be joining me from. There's Jennifer, from my uppity Negro page, which is on TikTok. The reason I'm trying to do both is because TikTok will ban me for most of the subject matter that I'm going to be doing today. Okay. And so I have to, and at about 5 or 10 minutes in, I'm switching over completely to YouTube. So if you follow me on this page and you want to stay and you're interested in whatever else I'm talking about, then you have to come over to YouTube, or you have to go to my uppity Negro page. I mean my Bobby the Overtaker page on Facebook, or you can come onto YouTube to Black Honey. That's the only way you'll see the rest of it. Church Boy is on here with me, and they're all of the two people I just named are coming. They're the people that are coming over onto my YouTube channel from TikTok. And so I'm trying to get some of my other followers to come over. They usually come in a little later, which is fine. But once I get about 5 or 10 minutes into what I'm talking about now, I'm gonna switch over. So enough of that was just housekeeping. I'm done with that. All right. So this podcast, um, under Black Honey today, usually I talk about adult, my adult toy with bedroom candy line and all that other stuff. So we'll do that another time. And the reason I'm doing this today is because I was supposed to be doing this on Saturday, and we took a much needed mental break. And now I'm too hyped. So if you have any questions, I you can go into the chat, the live chat on YouTube, and I'll answer questions there. If you ask me questions on TikTok, I may not see them, but I promise you I'm not ignoring you in any way. It's just that I'm not focused on my TikTok right now. I'm actually focused more on my live stream. All right, with YouTube. So I had another topic picked out, but I talked to an old friend of mine. He's a friend of mine from my truck driving days, and he so he does Uber. So yes, last night he very late last night. He went to one of his calls. He's like me when I do DoorDash. I don't look at where they're going because they're obviously in the vicinity of where I'm at. But I just click it. When it pop up, it just all I hear is money. So he does the same thing. So he picks up this young lady. This guy standing out there with her, obviously agitated. They're not speaking to each other. And he's helping her get her car seat of her child in the Uber and her. So she gets in, he gets her in, he closes the door, nobody's on. He doesn't tell her bye. She doesn't speak to him, and he walks back into the hotel. So when she gets in and she's settled, he swipes to see where she's going. So he's in Georgia. Okay. He swipes to see where this chick is going. You know where she's going? Tennessee. And he tells her, I can't drive. Tennessee is 3 hours away from here. I can't drive you to Tennessee. So then she says, man, he came to pick me up. So he drove 3 hours to Tennessee to pick her up. And she says, I'm stuck. And he says, well, do you know? She don't know nobody in Georgia. And she doesn't know anybody in Tennessee because she just moved there. But the guy came to pick her up. She brought her baby with her. So now she in the cold in Georgia, stuck because my friend turns back around and takes her dumb ass back to the hotel. And she's crying. And she's saying, well, I was in there and he was trying to touch me and I didn't. He drove. Thank you, Empress. This man, y'all been communicating for some time. Y'all been communicating enough on the phone back and forth for him to drive 3 hours to pick your happy ass up, bring you back to Georgia with your child, because obviously he don't care if your child gonna be in the room. And you get out the car, you don't know this man from pork and beans and rice. And you hop your fast ass in that car, drive with him for 3 hours. In the 3 hours that y'all were driving, did it not occur to you to ask him what he expected from you on this free trip to from Tennessee to Georgia? What did y'all talk about? So obviously you've never heard of human HT. You obviously haven't heard of this, because you put your behind in that car with your child and drove 3 hours to somewhere you don't know nobody. And I guarantee you, my income tax check, that you don't know his real name and you calling him Booba because that's what his mama called him. And I also guarantee, girl, listen. So you in the hotel room and you done put your baby to sleep. Your baby. And now he's trying to get what he brought you up there for. And now you don't want to do that. What did you think he came 3 hours for? Because he thought you was going to be able to, he wanted to help you babysit a child that's not his? So you stuck in Georgia now. Because if you do find an Uber driver that'll take you 3 hours away, honey, run the other way. Because HT is real. What did you think you got? What did you think you were supposed to do when you got there? Because obviously you giving it away for free. Because the evidence is that little thing in the car seat. You giving it to somebody. So why wouldn't he think you was gonna give it to him? If you got little Ray Ray in the car, what did you think? Seriously, like what did you think you was going there for? And obviously he don't give a damn about your baby, because he let you put the baby in the car. I don't know how old she is. This is a friend telling me about her. Exactly. He ain't worth shit either. And so when he found out that you thought you was going to get a free hotel room, because I bet you any amount of money she live in a hotel in Tennessee. I bet you any amount of money that she lives in a hotel in Tennessee. And so she thought she was going to get a free night in a nice hotel with her baby. And so my thought is this, because I know there'll be women on here. How you doing, Miss Nikki? If you want to get all of this conversation, because I'm gonna come off here in a few minutes, come on over to YouTube. I'm live right now on YouTube, and it's under Black Honey. Okay. So in all the times y'all were talking, in the 3 hour ride from Tennessee to Georgia, it didn't behoove you to ask this brother, what do you expect of me for you coming to pick me up? That's you. I don't know. And so now you stuck in Georgia, and my friend feel awful because he left you outside the hotel, cold, in the cold. What was he supposed to do? Because if you don't care about the welfare of your child and yourself, then what makes you think a strange Uber driver would do that? Tears or no tears? And did you not know, while you were talking to him for however long before he came to pick you up, that he wasn't worth shit? Because you can't get on here and dog him now. because you got your dumb ass in the car. You got in the car. And in the 3 hours you was riding with this booger, did it not enter your mind that he would pull over and do something to you and your baby? And the fact that he didn't even care that your baby was in the room and he still tried to get his lick tells you everything you needed to know about this man. Who paid for the Uber? Did he order the Uber and pay for it? How far was it? Because I'm pretty sure he didn't pay for you to get all the way back to Tennessee. Because my friend said that you said, even if I catch the bus back to Tennessee, I don't have nobody to pick me up. So that means I catch another Uber to where I live, which is telling me that you live somewhere out in the country where you don't have no other there's no public transportation. But you didn't think about this before you hopped your tail in that car with that man and your baby. Man, listen, and your baby. Exactly, Miriam. Empress, I disagree with that. I disagree. He's an Uber driver. His job is to take you from where you're supposed to go to where you're supposed to go, and he's supposed to do it in the zone that he's in. He take her to Tennessee, even if he get paid, he got to come back free. So I disagree. And I agree, Mary, you're right. Because she probably didn't, she said she didn't have nobody. She said she didn't have nobody. You cannot get yourself into a predicament of that sort and expect somebody on a white horse to come and rescue you. That's not how life works. I talk about this all the time. The situation that I'm in my life and the hard things I'm going through right now as we speak, that's on me. That's on me. It ain't because my mama didn't love me. It ain't because the white man this and that. It ain't because of none of that. It's my decision. I made the decision to go left when God said go right. So that's on me. That don't have you can't expect that Uber driver to do anything but what he did. He told her he would take her to the bus station. She didn't want that. He told her he'd give her a number to a hotel. He would take her there. She didn't want that. She wanted what he could not give her. She wanted the help that she wanted, but she didn't think about that help when she went to that hotel room with her baby in that car. And she decided that she didn't want to finish the deal that she made with this man because there was a nonverbal contract. And I'll tell you what that nonverbal contract is, and hope I don't get kicked off of TikTok. I'm going to drive 3 hours to pick you up. We're going to come back to this hotel. I'm going to feed you whatever I'm going to feed you in this room with room service. And then when I'm done, you're going to go in the bathroom, wash off whatever you need to wash off. You're going to come back in here. You're going to cock your legs up, and I'm going to do exactly what I paid for. Now, you can say that's wrong, and men as dogs and all that. But if he's a dog, then she's the cat. Because you walked into that situation. There was an agreement. Because nobody driving 3 hours to pick you up to sit down and Netflix and chill, and they don't get the chill part. And he a sorry sack of something if he do it and your baby in the room. And you should have found that out before you got in there. On the 3 hour drive for you to get there, y'all should have had the conversation of what you expect me when I get there. Y'all seen these videos on YouTube and TikTok where these girls getting flown out? And then when they get there and the man done spend all his money, they go back to the room. She said, oh, no, that's not what I signed up for. And now you mad because he calling you everything but a child of God. Exactly, Empress. And first of all, there was no maturity. Second of all, her mental state is either of desperation or stupid. Because being stupid is a mental condition. It's a mental defect that plenty of people have. No. The Uber driver was just the Uber driver. It ain't the same guy. Yeah, he took no. She had already got to the hotel with the guy she wanted to be with. She wouldn't give him some. So the guy who drove her all the way to Georgia from Tennessee put her out the room. So Maturity has nothing to do with it. Because she obviously is not mature. And I feel bad for her child. But the other mental issue is stupid. But it's stupid, it's curable. It's curable. You know what cures it? It's a pill. And it's called common sense. It's just a little pill. And if you can't swallow a pill, crush it up and put it in some orange juice. Because stupid is curable. Get you a pack of common sense. Because ain't no way you thought you was getting to that hotel room and all you and your baby was going to do is sleep. Especially when you walk into the room as it's one king size bed. Where do you think he was going to sleep at? He wasn't going to sleep on the floor because he just drove 3 hours to pick you up. Which means his back and feet hurt. He need a bed. That same king size bed over there. What you thought was going to happen? I swear I don't know what y'all thought was going to happen. Hey, Joel and Miss Nikki, how y'all doing? If y'all are in a minute, it's gonna get deeper than this, honey. So if y'all want to see the rest, y'all gonna have to come over to YouTube and come on to Black Honey. Okay, Empress. Now I see. But do you see now, Empress? What I'm saying? Okay, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. That's okay, Empress. Marion, I hope she made it through the night. I hope she made it through the night. And so this brings me to what I wanted to talk about tonight, and that is these women getting on this clock, this TikTok, and they getting on these apps talking about, and men do it too. Men just as bad, but I'm not a man. I'm coming from a woman's point of view, so I talk about women. And they call you a pick me, and they call you all the other stuff. You can call them whatever you want to, but you can do whatever you want to. But what I'm saying is this: is that you need to stop saying men ain't shit when the baggage that you carry, when you want to be with a man who so-called has it all together. And I don't care if you have it packed in Louis bags, if it's in a coach, if it smells like shit, then what is the difference? Because your packaging and your advertisement of that thing means nothing when it smells like shit. Because most of us, because I think we forget. I think we forget because we've learned how to beat our face. We have on the perfect shoes. We have the house and all. But what we forget is we ain't shit. Did you not forget that $40 on the blunt you had to do 30 years, 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, or 6 months ago before you became TikTok and YouTube famous? You forget the slimy stuff you done did to people. Do you remember why your sister don't talk to you no more? Do you understand why nobody invites you to any family events? So you forgot that conveniently. So you don't understand why they won't have Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything at your house? What's the problem? So you forgot. You forgot that boy you dated 2 years ago, whose name you don't remember, was who your sister had a crush on. So that's why she don't speak to you no more. So we don't remember none of that stuff. You don't remember none of that. You don't remember that grace and mercy didn't come from your mama, that you got it from God, and that He don't bring up stuff because He done threw it into the sea of forgetfulness for Him, because you have been pardoned. But I'll tell you this, and this is what people don't understand: I don't have to give you grace or mercy because it's not within my power to do so. So if I don't like you, I don't bestow anything upon you because I don't have to. God has to love you because I don't have to. And if I don't like you, I don't have to, because grace and mercy is not mine to throw out to you. That's God's job. I don't get in His business. That's His business. People get mad, Johnny, and let me tell you something. People get mad when you tell them a lie too. Because people get mad when you tell them a lie. So either way, Empress, honey, I don't know. So we do things as okay. This is what y'all not gonna like. And I'm sorry I'm sorry. The only reason I'm sorry is that you're gonna misunderstand something that I'm about to say. But I'm not gonna keep on going back and listen. In the idea of nurturing, in the idea of giving our children and our husband and all of that stuff confidence. Unique Fisher, if you want to come on live, you would have to come on my YouTube channel, honey. In the idea of nurturing and in the idea of giving our spouses or our significant others the confidence and push them to do what they have to do. You're not going to like the word, but this is it. It's manipulation. We as women are the biggest manipulators on this planet. Now, some women use it for good. Some women use it for bad. This young lady was in the middle. She tried to straddle the fence, and it does not work. Because in order for you to manipulate somebody, you have to be able to navigate in the mind of that person. I'm going to give you an example because you don't like the word manipulate, but that's what it is. Your children don't like broccoli. They don't like anything green on their plate. You go sit down eye level to them and you begin explaining that when you eat green vegetables, you get stronger. You begin to tell them about Popeye and why he's so strong and can beat up Bluto. If that's not manipulation, then I don't know what is. Tell me where to lie at. Your husband done lost his fifth job. His fifth job. And I'm not saying that no fault of his own. But every morning that man get up, you find something in that kitchen to cook. And before he walk out the door, you look him dead in his eye and you say, you the man. You got this. You're gonna do this, and you're gonna do it like no other. And you gonna and I know you done lost your job before, but honey, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You still the man. You are the king. If that ain't manipulation, then you tell me what it is. Tell me what that is. Tell me what that is. Tell me what that is. Because you can call it whatever you want to, but that's what that is. My boyfriend is locked up in jail. And I done boosted his ego so much that even when I doubt myself and I say this ain't gonna do, he started telling me what I done told him. That boy think he's so much the man. Listen, I stroke that boy ego till he think he can fly. I don't lie to him, but I stroke his ego to the point where R. Kelly ain't got nothing on this man because this man believe he can fly. And that's what we do to people we love. We do it to our children all the time. That booger can't get he can't get that math right for nothing. But you don't say you dumb. You don't say you can't do this. That's not what you say. You stroke that ego until he think that he is that he's a Scientologist, like he's a major in that he can make rockets fly. It's manipulation. And you can call it any other cute word you want to call it. And we are the masters of it because it sits right next to or right below nurturing. And so we manipulate, and some of us do it. Some of us do it for evil gain. Some of us do it for money. Some of us do it because we so used to saying stuff. We just do it because, and it don't have nothing to do with making the person feel better. It's just that's what we do. Me, I can walk, and I do it every day when I DoorDash. I'll walk. A woman is on her phone in the store. I look at her. I say, "Excuse me." She'll look up. I said, "First of all, You are too gorgeous for nobody to see nothing but the top of your head. Her smile, just like that. Put your phone away. Hold your head up and walk through this store and let these people see what you're missing. What they missing. That's the stuff I say. And it depends on what kind of, it depends, whatever come out my mouth is what come out my mouth. But I guarantee you this, when they walk away from me, they smiling so big, they about to rip their head in half. That's what I do. That's my anointing. That is my calling. I am ordained and anointed to bring a smile on the face of people who don't want to smile that day. Does it work all the time? Hell no. But it works enough that I don't stop. It's manipulation. And just because you don't like that word because they put a bad connotation on it, that's on you. And so, here we go. Now we're going to talk about these women on this clock. I'm getting off TikTok, y'all. If y'all want to follow me, y'all going to have to come over to YouTube. Okay, I'm off. I think everybody's gone. I don't think I have anybody else left over here. It was like one person. All right, so we done. We done with the clock. So we get on the clock. We get on TikTok, and we say, "Men ain't shit." And the reason we'll say that is because he didn't give us something we wanted. He suck in bed and all that. But what I want to focus on is the bedroom part. And I've said this before in certain terms on TikTok. But we're gonna go. Thank you, Empress. I like that, honey. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. And I'm gonna send you one. Let's be clear. So you single. You got 2 pointy-headed children, and you only know the daddy of one of them. You got an ugly dog that you got because everybody else had them because they was in style, right? So you got the house. YouTube done made you famous because people is buying your bonnets, okay? You just moved out of the projects or the 2-bedroom on Section 8, and now you paying real bills with real money because they paying you to advertise on YouTube. Oh, we got you. We got you. And so then you say, I don't want nobody because nobody is going to be with me because they don't know, because they act like they don't know my worth, because I know my worth. So the first thing is, how you know how much you were? Did you appraised yourself and gave yourself a rating? That's what you did, because you ain't asked nobody else, and you can't ask anybody else because all your old friends left. And you know what you said when the phone stopped ringing and the men stopped trying to holler and nobody don't want to talk to you. Even your kids is tired of you. You know what you say? They jealous. Nope. They're not jealous. They don't like you. No. They don't like you because they don't want to hear anymore about what you think you're worth. They don't want to hear no more about the house and how you got it, because the testimony has flipped from a testimony to bragging. There's a very thin line. They don't like you. They tired of you. The dog sleep in the children's room. He tired of you too. He tired of you rubbing his fur off when you upset. And he tired of you not giving him none of that ice cream because all you do is sit in the middle of that big old $2,000 bed and eat Haagen-Dazs and complain that everybody jealous of you. And they're not. They just don't like you. And so then you do meet somebody. And then and y'all talking and everything is going great. He got everything you said that you needed. He got everything together. He got the car, he got the house, he got all that. And then you give him some. And you say, men ain't shit. He got all that money, he got all that, and he ain't got nothing going on down there. And so first I'll tell you that you lied to him because you said you didn't want to be with him because he couldn't keep you in the life that you're accustomed to. But the life that you're accustomed to is trifling. It's Section 8. It's Vienna sausage and Roman noodles. Your children just learned that the two forks on the table is not because they made a mistake, but one is for a salad. That's the life you're accustomed to. You lived on the projects until you left your mama's house. And then all you did was move into the project house across the street. But you told him that he couldn't do it because of that. He didn't know. But how was he supposed to know that the life you're accustomed to? Because you lied about it. The life you're accustomed to is garage sales and Goodwill. There's nothing wrong with them, but that's the life you're accustomed to. You trying to tell him that you're accustomed to the life at Macy's and Dillard's? And but it's TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And you get them there because the only reason you're accustomed to that life is because you buy them from TJ Maxx and Marshalls at a discounted price because they're knockoffs. And so he ain't shit. And he can't satisfy you in bed. And the reason he can't satisfy you in bed is because your clitoris is broke, man. You have buzzed it so much that it's broken. It's dead. And the only time it'll wake up is if you practically have to hook your clitoris up to a battery with battery cables for you to feel anything. Because you zipping that 3 to 4 times a day, thinking that the reason why you're so tense is because your body is you need to have an orgasm. But the only way you can have one is if you use a jackhammer, because you went from a lippity bullet, to a jackhammer, and you still ain't satisfied. That's because it's dead and it can't be resuscitated. It ain't his fault that you want him to pound you into oblivion and he get tired. Because you're never going to be satisfied with whatever he got. Because what you got in that bottom drawer is the equivalent of a jackhammer. The same thing they break through the streets through in New York to fix potholes. And we're not even going to talk about the dildo you use, because it's as thick as an elephant's leg. And so you loose as a goose. And you mad because he can't find your G-spot. Your G-spot left. It didn't even want to play with you no more. You have no walls. And then you expect somebody to be able to satisfy you the way that jackhammer and that elephant leg you got in that drawer that don't even fit in the drawer. You have to roll it into a thing because that's what you're using. And you expect to be satisfied by a regular person. And this, ma'am, is why you're alone. Your attitude sucks. Nobody likes you. You don't work no more. You work for yourself. The 2 employees you have don't speak English because you couldn't get none of your friends to work with you in no warehouse because they can't listen. We have put ourselves at Ashley Stewart and Haverty's worth. When I promise you, you ain't worth nothing except maybe a Wayfair or an IKEA table with 2 of the screws missing and the table been wobbling since you got it. And that's your truth. That's your truth. And so we place value on ourselves by the things that we have, when the bare minimum of what God can do for you is wake your stupid behind up. Everything else is grace, honey. Because you don't, and I'm talking about me, we don't deserve none of the stuff we get. And so, with that being said, he send you somebody. And you don't ask for all these things on this list. But this is the problem with that. If he have everything together and you got everything you asked for, what are y'all going to work on together? Where does the work come in? Because the relationship is work, right? Where's the work come in? Because you done started the whole thing off with a lie. You made him think that you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. When in actuality, it was a plastic fork with 2 of the tongs missing. So it started off as a lie. So now, you done told him, you can't take me to Cheesecake Factory, you can't take me to IHOP, and you can't take me to a buffet. When not 3 months ago, you and your children had to share a plate at the buffet. But you telling him, you got to keep me in the life I'm accustomed to. And if he knew what life you were accustomed to, for real, he would jump on that. Because he wouldn't have to spend none of the kind of money he's spending now for them little rugrats. And so here you come with your I am the table mentality and your broken clitoris. And you trying to tell him he ain't shit? Sis. Come on. This is why a lot of women are going to be alone. Because y'all listen to women that are on this app who are broken. And they're not trying to get fixed. But they're giving you these blow by blow, 3-step little things that they did in order to do whatever. But I promise you, 95, 98% of them women who talking all that trash, they do not go to bed alone. They going to bed with somebody who ain't worth the air they breathe either. But they ain't gonna bring him on air. All them women, I go on vacation by myself. Who holding the camera? I'm just asking. Do you really think that there are that many women in the world that are going on worldwide overseas vacation by themselves? Come on, man. Seriously? They do it because that's the end thing to do. The end thing to do is to be by myself. To show you how independent that I am. Well, have fun doing that, boo-boo. Have fun doing that. Because it's giving a false sense of what really is going on in this world. Because what's really going on is that there are women that are sitting at home alone trying to figure out what it is that they're doing wrong, that these men don't want to deal with them no more. And men going through the same thing. And then they get so mad, they get on this app and say the opposite of what's going on in their life. And don't give me that crap about hurt people, because they do not. Unhealed people hurt people. Because, honey, if you've ever been hurt, like really hurt in your life, devastatingly hurt in your life, the last thing you want to do is to put that on somebody else. But if you're not healed, of course you're going to hurt people. But healed people do not hurt other people. But listen, don't get it twisted. There are people in this world that enjoy hurting people. They get their rocks off on it. And that's just the truth. But real hurt people, they're doing everything they can to heal. And in that process, they make sure that they don't do to somebody else what somebody did to them. So that hurt people bullshit is bullshit. Because if I give you what my first memory is, listen, if I tell you what happened the first 10 years of my life, the first 10 years of my life that I can actually remember, most people would have went crazy by now. And that's a part of grace and mercy, which nobody gave me. God gave it to me. So let's go back. So now you by yourself. You got the children, you got the dog, and you got the case of Haagen-Dazs. And you wondering why you can't find somebody in your tax bracket. Why would they want you if you have everything you need? If you don't need them to do anything except be eye candy? What y'all gonna do once y'all get married? Because everything that you needed to work on, you did it. Because the only thing you think you had to work on was your finances. And this is what I tell people all the time. You can be broke and reach financial success. Yeah. You can be fat and lose weight. Yeah. But if you don't work on you up here and in here, you're going to be rich and miserable, and you're going to be skinny and miserable. You're going to be a 125-pound miserable bitch. Because you were a miserable bitch when you was fat. And you was a miserable bitch when you was poor. People forget that wherever you go, you going with you. I know. It's that common sense shit. It's the common sense again. Wherever you go, you taking you with you. And if you don't fix the 320-pound you, then the 125-pound you is still going to be a miserable bitch. Wishing that she could still eat that case of Haagen-Dazs. Because fixing what everybody else is looking at and not fixing the stuff that's inside of you, that's making you miserable and making everybody else around you miserable, including that ugly ass dog, ain't helping nobody, because you still gonna be miserable. So you might as well have kept them 3 chins, those 2 fupas, and the back fat, because you still a bitch. I don't know what else to tell you, because that's the truth. That's just it. You still the same miserable person. You didn't change nothing but what people could see. That's all you did. All you did was change what people could see. And that didn't help nobody, because nobody still don't want to be around you. Not unless you handing out money. Because you can pay a yes man good money, and everything you say is gonna be yes, yes, yes. And that's it. And that's all you got. That's all you got. I got about 15 more minutes. And so when you're broken and and instead of fixing yourself, you learn how to say the right things. You learn how to maneuver the right way so people won't see that you're broken and hurt. You are doing a disservice not only to yourself, but you're doing a disservice to whoever wants to be around you, or your boy or the new boy, because you're lying. And you're not going to be able to hold on to that lie but for so long. Because unhealed people hurt people. Period. And that's where you're going to be at. Unhealed, broken, and hurt in that $300,000 house, that $1.5 million house. You took her with you. You took him with you. You can change how you dress. You can get a bigger bed. You still gonna be who you are until you change it. You wouldn't believe how mean I was when I was younger. And before Jesus found me. You wouldn't believe how mean I was. And if you think this mouth is bad now, shit. Imagine this mouth without Jesus. And without any consequences whatsoever. Because she's lethal. And everywhere I went, even when I got in the truck and drove away, out she was still there. You can't disassociate yourself from you unless you make a fundamental and real change about yourself. And so that's where we at in 2023. And these kind of women didn't pop up until about 10, 15 years ago. And I think COVID made it worse because you had time to sit home and stroke your own ego instead of somebody else doing it. And you built this empire of bonnets, or you sold pickles, whatever you did, and you did all of that, and you built yourself up onto this pedestal, forgetting that not 2 or 3 days ago, 2 or 3 months ago, you wasn't shit. And the girls that you hung out in high school that used to pick at the girl who couldn't dress, you forgot about her, didn't you? And then you said, well, don't bring up my past. Why not? Because that girl you hurt still hurting. She can still hear you in the back of her mind talk about how fat she is, or how black you think she is, or how ugly. So why you get to live your dream life, and that girl is suffering from the trauma that you bestowed? I'm not telling you to go back and apologize to everybody. What I am telling you is that you need to remember that the same girl that did that to whoever is the same girl living inside of you. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that if that mean girl is still living inside of you, and you haven't tapped into that and tried to figure out why you did that, then what's the point? What's the point? Because you've learned how to cover her up for a little while. I'm just about done, y'all. If anybody have any questions, or they want me to say anything, just ask. I'm still here. Exactly. Exactly. And I think people forget that whatever value that you have, the creator gave you that value. You understand? When people are talking about diamonds and paintings and rare things, they get an appraiser to tell you the value of that object. Right? So if your appraiser is the creator, which, because it can't be you. You can't put value on yourself, because then you lose your humbleness. And so your value not only comes from the creator, it comes from the people that are around you. So you understand? So your friends know your value, and they treat you as such. Your children know your value, and they treat you as such. When people treat you of what you're worth, they're going on the value of what and who you are and how you treat them. Because don't nobody care what kind of house you got. Because if people cared what kind of house I got for the last 2 years before I got this apartment, they would have thought I wasn't worth nothing. Because I didn't have none. And now I got my nice little 1 bedroom. And wait a minute, I want to put this up here. My little 1 bedroom. And is that all I'm worth? Hell no. I'm worth more than that. I'm worth more than that. Because you can't put a value on the things that surround you. You got to put a value on the things that are in you. But we don't want to do that, because it feels better when we put a value on things that people can see. Because you can value me from the shininess, from the shiny stuff that I have. Because being a good person is, to some people, is not value. Being good to other people, that ain't valuable. What's valuable is how big my rings are, how big my house is, To you, that's value. But you can't take that with you. And as soon as you leave, somebody else going to be enjoying it. Period. And so, we getting ready to get off of here. But all I wanted to, the relationships that we have with other people should brings out the value in you. That's what it should do. And if some people knew, if some people knew what was in the bottom drawer of that bedroom, your property value will go down. If some men knew what was in that bottom drawer on the side of that bed, your property value would go down. Because when they find out that you're a boarder with no walls, honey, honey, when they realize the reason that you lay in the bed and don't move and nothing, because you ain't touching on that. You haven't felt your G-spot since you was 18. You 40 or 50 years old now. And then you have the myth. There's this myth of you got to prime the pump. No, you don't. Not with real women. When you deal with a real grown woman, she ready when you got there. She was ready when you said what you doing. Because she ready. And I'm going to give you a very unpopular opinion. Very unpopular. A man who says, and listen to me carefully because I'm going to mean what I say. A man who says, I had to get her in the mood. I had to, because at first she didn't want to, but I had to move. You know who say that? Men who rape women. And I know you're going to say, oh, that's harsh. No, I'm not. No, I'm not harsh. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You go outside to your car and you see somebody fiddling around with your car. And you say, hey, stop that. I don't want you to do that. That's mine. I don't want you to touch that. And they keep on fiddling with it. Then they get in it and drive off. Are you going to tell me that's not a thief? Because you said no, you didn't want them to. But they kept on doing it because they figured they could talk you into it later. So you telling me that's still not a car thief? If you put a woman and you got to keep on poking and prodding and poking and prodding, and you already in the room and you keep on going and do it anyway, you telling me that's not rape? Then tell me what that is. Because a real woman, a grown woman, she was ready when you got there. She was ready when you said what you doing, and she answered at 2:30 in the morning. See, we back where we started at. If a man call you at 2:30 in the morning and ask you what you doing, can he come over? You think this booger coming to play Scrabble? What you think he coming to do? Help you clean out your refrigerator? He coming to because that's what you do when you want some. You call them, see if they still up. That's what you do. What you thought he was coming for? Now you surprised. For what? But the problem I have with that, because I'm not going to blame the victim. That's not what I'm going to do. But the problem I have with that is that someone will take that idea of what I just said, because it's common sense, but they'll take that, the notion of what I just said, do what they're going to do and say, well, she knew. Because they take this idea of what's not spoken is understood too far. Because if we have not spoken about you putting your penis anywhere near my vagina before you got there, then we need to have this discussion so that it'll be understood that I only called you over here to help me clean the refrigerator out. Because I just wanted to talk to somebody. Because I just needed a hug. That's understanding, because we have a conversation. Y'all don't talk about nothing. Y'all ain't do. then he thinks that you understand that when he come over there, he came commando, which means he didn't wear nothing except what he have to take off on the top, because it's easy access right all about up and through here. So when you get surprised because he slipped his hand up your shirt, what did you think he came for? Why you think he flew you out? Ain't nobody that cute to spend 5,000-6,000 bands on you. And when you get there, after you done spent all that money, you telling me that you didn't understand that that this was transactional, that the transaction was, I will spend time with you and pretend to be your boyfriend. If you, on the other hand, pretend to be my girlfriend right about midnight, what'd you go for? Let's say, wait a minute. I don't understand what you went for. I don't. I just don't get it. I do not understand what you went over there for, or why, or why you. What did you think you was going for? Y'all done went to the Chinese place, and he done bought you bundle upon bundle upon bundle, and now you wondering why he acting like that, why he mad, because you just said no. And this is the issue with that. And I'm not blaming the victim. The issue with that is, the issue with that is that you better be glad he took your no and he just mad. Because all men don't take no and just be mad. You better be glad he just put you out that room, or he put you on TikTok to blast you. Because what he could have did was made that transaction whatever he wanted to make that transaction. I don't know if y'all still writing comments because I'm not getting them. So it says some dish. I don't know what that means. So I'm not sure if y'all still posting, but I'm getting ready to go. I know people are still watching, and I appreciate y'all for sticking on here for so long. But I only do these for like an hour, and then I'll go back on TikTok and talk a little bit until I get a phone call. But that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Because we get ourselves into these situations, and then we pretend like we don't understand what these things mean. In 2023, when you have TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, and all these other things that explain to you that if a man fly you out or pick you up and take you, that is what he's expecting. He expects you to keep up your end of the transaction. And if you don't have a conversation with him that explains whatever y'all got about to do, that's on you, sis. And bruh, that's on you. Because you should explain to her that I'm gonna do this. I'm paying on this 6,000 bands I got over here. But understand that after all this is over and we get back to that hotel room, I am going to be moving into Coochieville. And I'm going to stay there until I'm done. And you can act like, oh, don't come to me with it. Don't do it because, yeah, no, you knew. You knew. And we act like we so surprised when people, he wasn't worth nothing because he didn't even care that girl had her baby. But she didn't care neither. And the fact that most people won't be accountable for the stupid stuff they do blows my mind. So anyway, we got less than a minute and I'm out of here. So I'm hitting back TikTok for a few minutes while I wash my dishes. Y'all keep me company. And I hate when I take the sheets off my bed in the morning, honey. And at night I gotta put them back on there. But that's what I'm gonna do. And y'all can keep me company. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank you for those who are watching. Please subscribe, share, and like this video. And I will see you the next time. Maybe later on this week. I don't know. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate all of y'all, Marion and Empress and Church Boy and Jenny. Thank you.